And good morning, people. Welcome back to the Legend of Dragoon. Velweb. The lost, well, it's not exactly lost, it's right here, but the old capital of the humans during the Dragon campaign. It's all come back down around to this. The Dragoons, the modern ones, have descended on this place once more. We're here to meet Diaz, who's taken Shana and has been guiding Lloyd to create a ideal utopia. Let's find out what this is all about. It's a good question, actually. I'm not entirely sure which exit is the correct one. Well, definitely want that chest down there. Which I believe is at the end. Well, there's a chest, so let's go and get that. Another witch and some terminators. Nothing too special. Well, you're dying. Okay, what do we have here? Oh, yeah, we want that. Rose. How good is this for you? Quite a bit of a dip in defense and magic hit, but magic attack up and avoiding instant death. I'm sure. Okay, we'll give it to you. Since it technically is your hairband, yeah, you should have it. Alright, let's go and get the other item, which I believe you have to go all the way down for. This one is the way, the one on the right is the way to continue. This one I think is the way to the item. So very easy for you to miss out. Spirit portion. Still the spelling mistake is there, but I think I want to just throw this onto Kongal during the fight, actually, since that's basically what I've been using them for, so I don't have to do too much with him. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Replace Albert with Kongal for the moment and get into a fight. Because essentially, through that door there, we're there. Okay, that's done. Yeah, the reason I'm just throwing it onto Kongal is because you need to remember how you get Dragoon levels in this game. It's through the accumulation of SP. And Kongal was pretty much done with his additions. Yeah, but I can give him I can keep using him until he gets that, which isn't exactly a bad thing. That's just all that's done is just save me one addition with him, but it's one addition. Even one is a little bit quicker. Anyways, let's go meet Diaz. Hello, Shana. What are you doing in a place like this? Sleeping? And floating, apparently. You must be Diaz. Does seem that way, doesn't it? Bargain has been accepted. Well, that's interesting. Now, can we get a bit of an explanation? Why do you need the moon items? Yes, but I think we want it from your mouth because, honestly, with the fact that you're appearing now, feels like you've been using Lloyd. What does that actually imply? That, yeah, let's face it, when a utopia in a game comes up, usually it leads to this. The Virage embryo, the god of destruction, the 108th species, be born. The Virage embryo is to purge the world, and then maybe something new can arise from it. Yeah, if that's the last species and everything else is dead, where are the other species going to come from? Not exactly hard to do, Lloyd. Although you are a manipulative mind in your own right, you're blinded by your ideals. You're blinded by, well, the hope of a better future for the Wingleys. And you don't need him anymore. So what are you going to do? Lloyd isn't exactly a slouch. That's magic. And there goes Lloyd. I don't think he's coming back anytime soon. Also, that was magic. You're meant to be a human, and you're not a Dragoon.
It's been a while. Rose, Dart. Father?
Oh, it cannot be!
At least not a Dragoon anymore. Yeah, let's face it, if anyone didn't see this coming, where have you been? Because the game does not hide its secrets very well, and well, it's been sort of alluding to this for quite a while. Dart's dad, who was thought to be in the to have died in the actual destruction of what's the place? Neat. Is Zeke, the legendary red-eyed dragon, no, the red-eyed dragoon, who just happened to be Rose's lover back then. Yeah, circles. Technically, no, Rose. Melbuframa died on his sword. Zeke was petrified. Also, cat's out the bag. Beginning of the world was absolute nothingness, darkness. So I sowed a seed to the earth. As we know, it's the plan of Soa to create all the species, and it was the birth of the divine tree, which grew the fruits which would become each of the species. Gargantos from the 97th, Minotaurs from the 99th. So there was one in between those two. Huh, didn't realise that. I thought there was one after the other. Dragons from the 105th. Humans from the 106th. And of course Winglies from the 107th. And the final one, yet to be born from the divine tree, because its birth has been held back. The Virage embryo, the god of destruction. Not only to destroy the world, but regenerate it. Winglies did find out about it though, because, well, it's the plan of Soa. Soa wasn't exactly quiet about his own plan before leaving. And they sealed the 108th fruit by separating the flesh and soul. The flesh, well, we've seen it a lot. We know exactly where it is. The flesh is the moon that never sets. It's not the gods looking down at us, no. It's well, technically it is, but it's the final species, the god of destruction, the Virage embryo, looking down and waiting. So where is the soul? The soul was captured in the crystal sphere, wherever that was at one point, and Melbury Farmer kept it. Obviously to keep it safe and not destroying the world, which would be bad for the Winglies because, well, they owned it. That was where their unlimited magic came from as well, though. They did say that they claimed the gods, didn't they, to get their power back then. The power of the dragon. Between the dragon's brute strength and the human's intellect, they were a truly unstoppable force. And the Melbury Farmer and the Winglies were sort of outmatched. Waited for 11,000 years. Time, because of the reduction in the magic power that was in the world, couldn't keep the spell forever, so Zeke was released. And not knowing what to do, well, he married and had a son in Dart with a woman named Claire. You are here. That is indeed a fact. And that is also a fact. Dart is the son of a hero. And Rose is one of the old Dragoons continuing on her path. But that's not all. Let's face it, there's been a lot of plot dump here, there are a lot of explanations, but no, there's still a few questions needing to be answered. Humans made a mistake. Don't we all? they destroyed the crystal sphere, and the soul of the last species of Raj embryo was released. It could now be born. So it started to wander, and a soul does need a body. But it needed to get back there, and, well, the moon's up in the sky. Possesses a human body and heads for the everlasting moon by repeating the transmigration every 108 years. Sound familiar yet? The soul of the god of destruction is actually the moon child. Remember what the sort of legend is. Every 108 years the moon shines red, and the moon child is born. It is said to bring a blessing onto the planet, to the world. That blessing isn't exactly a blessing in terms of what you would normally go, but the plan of Soa is for the destruction and regeneration. A blessing in another way, in other people's views. Destruction is Soa's will, and that's the fate that rules the future of the world. Well, it was. However, there's been someone out there that's been stopping that. Stopping the birth of the god of destruction by killing the moon child when it appears every 108 years. The black monster. Rose. The only Dragoon from that time still alive that knows the truth. Again, the game does not hold its secrets very well. If you haven't guessed this, where have you been? It's been alluded to numerous times. Rose has not spoken about the black monster. Rose has had, there's been snippets of the black monster in the form of a Dragoon. And let's face it, what colour is Rose? Black. The Darkness Dragoon. We understand why she's doing it now. Because, let's face it, she's been single-handedly holding back the God of Destruction for 11,000 years. That's not exactly a bad success rate. Yes, neat as well. Who else could do it? Why are you taking Shana? We gave you the moon objects. You don't need Shana now. Rose didn't kill the Moonchild 18 years ago, so on the boat, that wasn't the Moonchild. Oh, I see where this is going. Yeah, well, again, the game hasn't kept its secrets very well. Just look back at the very start of the game. How did the moon shine when the object was brought up against Shana's forehead? There you go. Back in Fauna. Was it Fauna? Somewhere at the very start of the chapter 3. The moon shone red when it was when the clouds parted. Shana fainted. Plus all the other inexplicable occurrences of power that weren't connected to her when she was a Dragoon. And before that with the Ouroboros. All connected to the moon. All connected to the Virage. Because she's had the soul of the Virage embryo in her all this time. So yes, Zeke does need Shana because, well, if you're going to go and get the body and you need the soul, you sort of need both. Dark can't. Rose, however, would do it if she didn't have the protection of someone sort of by her. And they're gone.